Today on Teuty's track analysis, we have the track of the day for February 28th, AOCC2, Kenangan by Gaming Boy, Edamame, and Lin. Kenangan is a mixed surface transitional track made from the surfaces road, grass, dirt, plastic, water, and ice. There are also special blocks of which are reset, engine off, turbo boost, and slow motion. The track contains a risky and safe finish, with the risky finish needing about 260 minimum speed to reach. You can reach this risky finish with a standing respawn at the final checkpoint, however it is very difficult to line up, but if you do manage to get it, it will save you 1.3 seconds. With the track containing multiple speed checks and very narrow lines throughout, I would rate the difficulty a 7.5 out of 10. The medal times are quite challenging as well, as I completed the track with a time of 56.955, which is 1.5 seconds ahead of the silver medal time, but still over 2 seconds behind the gold medal time. Overall, I think the track was okay, but it doesn't fit all that well for a cup of the day in my opinion. I'll still give it a plus rating. For today's analysis, we're using the current world record Ghost driven by Kebi. They had a time of 51.625, and this is 5.33 seconds ahead of my personal best. So for the first jump here, I could have taken this one a bit further down to the right. I'll get much more airtime here than the world record, as well as landing on an outside line, and all this will put me behind a pretty decent amount right at the start. Getting through this tunnel is annoying and challenging at the same time. Here the world record actually performs a small drift in this. My way of getting through it was just feathering the gas on and off, and that seemed to work out decently well. Hopefully with either of those methods you can get through here cleanly and take this jump here, hopefully with enough speed to not bounce around too much. For this dirt here, you want to be on an outside line to the right like the world record is. This will get you more speed like typical dirt turns do. Not a ton of advice I can give you through these next couple parts, so really you just got to drive it cleanly. Maybe here jump a little bit further inside than I did, but overall there's not a huge difference through that part. Setting up for this water section, you want to be pretty wide on the dirt, and then pretty much just need a perfect angle to get through these non-spinning spinners. You can adjust a little bit while turning when hitting the water to adjust your angle a little bit, but really you just want it to be a straight shot. Here I found it best to set up fairly wide to get a straight line into this very narrow bridge here. Otherwise, if you take a very far inside line, you have to take a very tight turn around this hole here and then straighten out very quickly and then try to turn again. So it's easier just to set up wide and come in straighter. After the bridge, you're jumping into this bobsleigh here, which I found to be one of the more annoying parts of the track, because I feel like I would just randomly lose a ton of speed here upon landing, because you never could really land in a flat manner. So I really don't have a ton of advice for you for that jump off into this. It feels a little luck based on whether or not the game wants to give you a slowdown or not. If you do land cleanly and keep your speed, you should be able to make the upcoming speed check jump. I found if you had about 248 speed once you reach this checkpoint, that you should be able to make the jump. After you make that jump, we have another right turn into another jump in which you want to jump off to the upper left. This gives you that little extra earlier ground contact to start accelerating a bit quicker. If you're clean up until this point, you want to remain on the left side here. If you go down towards the right and then jump up towards the left, you'll get so much extra airtime and you'll probably be too high to even get through the checkpoints and probably bonk the checkpoint. And if you get through that with enough speed, you should be able to make this loop perfectly fine, and that'll lead us to the finish. For the safe finish, you can continue on driving straight ahead. Pretty easy, don't really have to do anything special, but switching into the world record Ghost, here we'll see the line for the risky finish. You can drive up this narrow black strip here on the left. There's also one on the right, but the left side is much easier to set up. As we see the world record here, they start to turn towards the right just before this Trackmania text here, so that they can get a nice flipping turn into the risky finish. And while the world record was still driving there, my Ghost continued on as well, and here we're still about a 1.5 seconds from the finish line. I have a few things to say for the final thoughts today. Again, thought the track was fine for what it was, hence the plus rating. I know it's a challenging map, which a lot of people will dislike, and honestly that's quite fair, as personally I'm not sure this was a great fit for a cup of the day. I do understand that they wanted to release this track in remembrance of a Trackmania player, which is perfectly fine. However, due to the track's difficulty and it being sort of a non-standard track, I feel it would be scrutinized a lot, which is not really what you want in the said circumstances. I'll leave it at that though. If you enjoyed today's video, please like it and subscribe. Check the description for links to my Twitch and Discord if you are interested in those, and be sure to check out all the other track analysis videos out on the channel. And just a reminder that there will be no videos tomorrow for track analysis or track of the day discovery. I will see you guys on Thursday for the next one.